Get into the world of celebrities and Bravo Labs with What the Reality with me, Cache Roberts. I discuss the mess of it all, from reality TV, Hey Housewives, to iconic pop culture moments in the making. We are talking about it all. Don't forget to leave a 5-star rating and a comment wherever you listen to your podcast. Welcome to the pod. You are listening to What the Reality with me, Cache Roberts. The sun is setting and we're going to be fighting with the sun this episode, y'all. I have no makeup on. I did my brows. I put a little gloss on. I'm exhausted. I went to a concert last night. I went to go see Sir. It was truly amazing. I love Sir. I know his old stuff, his new stuff. It was a really good show. So, yeah, I'm exhausted. I didn't really go to bed until like 1 a.m. And then I had work and I'm just exhausted. And I was like, of course I have to record today. So I'm like, this is what y'all are getting because I am exhausted. But nonetheless, I'm still here, still recording, still filming. I had to bring this news on here because Real Housewives of Miami is back and it is better than ever. I don't know if you guys watched the premiere. It was so good. Like 10, 10, 10 across the board. Everyone tapped in and played their part. Larsa Pimpin played her part. Alexia was clocked in. Marisol, Julia, even though I really do not like Julia. Lisa, Gertie. It's such an ensemble cast, and it's just so crazy to me how only 5 of them are considered housewives, when, like, honestly, all of them should be considered housewives. Like, Adriana, Kiki, and Marisol, they get just as much confessionals. That's how I know the Friends work differently in Miami, because if you're a friend on any other franchise, the Friends are on there just as much as the housewives are. Good premiere. We are going to talk about that. We are talking about the Mojitos in the city. I do miss Dr. Nicole. I was a Dr. Nicole girl. We are going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about some of these reality topics because when I logged on to Twitter today, I was shocked to find all of this news. I'm going to put it in this episode because it was a bunch of screenshots I took before he took it down. Ralph Pittman was just on one this morning, if we're just going to start with reality topics. So I don't know what made him wake up on the wrong side of the bed this morning, but he did. Let me go to his Twitter account and see if he has even deleted it. He has not. So this morning, or this was actually yesterday. So there are multiple text messages shown between Ralph and Drew. And yeah, this was literally yesterday. And he started off his tweets with saying, Drew, you're being extremely disrespectful. The only reason I'm in the basement is because you lied and said I'm abusing my son. Now you're lying about me bringing a woman in the house. This is what the truth looks like. I can keep going, looking desperate, SMH. Drew just did an interview. It wasn't with Carlos. It was with someone else. So I'm assuming that's why he's going off. Was it with Carlos? Carlos King's interview with her was a while ago. I don't know. He just started going off yesterday. So then he has like a screenshot about her like sleeping with Black, all of this stuff. Also about her relationship with Ty Young, which like I said, Ty Young came in my comment section on TikTok and said that they were not just falling asleep. Or she said something that was just like, we weren't falling asleep on the phone. But Ralph has posted these pictures of them. I'm going to show all of this on my screen. Them out, dating, their text messages. I'll read some of the text messages. Ty Young said, I love you and miss you so much. I can't wait to have you +3. I don't know what +3 means, but Ralph is saying it's crazy how I'm called a serial cheater with no receipts when the affair that ended our marriage is denied. Like, explicit details haven't been out there for years. Keep crying for the cameras and telling your fake truth, but don't confuse acting with innocence. I think it's because Drew went on Watch Evans Live and was saying this, because that was her most recent live interview. So then there was this text message of Ty saying that, and then Drew responded, OMG. At first I was like, wait, +3, but I get it, and baby, I love you so much. I can't wait either. Are you ready? I'm sorry, Ty. it looks in Andrew. It looks like a relationship. It looks a lot more than just falling asleep on the phone. That's all I'm gonna say. Ty Young said, "I'm nervous. LOL." Right? LOL at +4. I'm watching your show. Yeah, this is Ty. My brother said I did say I want a family. And then Drew responded, "Be careful what you ask for. Oh Lord, what episode are you on?" And Ty said episode 7. Looks like Tyson or something. And this is all on WhatsApp. I guess that's how the people are talking to other people, is through WhatsApp. That's how they're communicating. They're not communicating through messages. And then Ty Young said, or Drew said, "Baby, I was knocked out. I just woke up thinking about you. I miss you so much. Thank you for my flowers. Crazy. LOL." Let's talk about this screenshot because, yeah, that's strange. Ty Young said, "Okay, I can't sleep. I've been sleeping off and on." And then sent her something. And Ty Young's like sending her videos. What? And then Drew said it looks so good and healthy. And then Ty Young responded, "Any details on your truck?" And then she said, "Thank you, baby. I'm trying to decide if I want to cut it or let it grow out. I don't like not being able to speak on the phone to you. I'm thinking about changing my number." Ty was going to change her phone number to talk on the phone with Drew so Ralph wouldn't suspect anything. And we got another picture. What is +3? That's what the comments are saying. Oh, and then Ralph said the kids. +3. Oh my gosh. Someone said, "We saw how you treated." Also, this Twitter account is named Monique's Binder that said this. It says, "We saw how you treated her on the show. Don't act like you were this amazing husband." Ralph said off camera, he was amazing. Someone said, "How do you have all this information, Ralph?" He said, "People rock with me in real life. They see the real me and not the TV edited version you only know." I don't know how that answers how he got a hold of that. Yeah. Yikes. These are some images, y'all. I'm going to put them on my screen. And then Ralph says, spoiler alert, Tampa was fabricated so Drew could keep her peach. I played the bad guy so she will have a storyline and make a comeback as an actress. It worked, but it was unexpected that she would cheat on me and lie saying I cheated on her. They both cheated on each other. Ralph has definitely cheated on Drew. It's a fact. I'm weak. Someone was like, "Carlos King, we need you to get Ty Young on your couch next." And Carlos said, "I'm scared she may bag me." I'm scared too because Ty Young seems like a player. Oh wow. Nelly and I'm also on Twitter. You find a lot of news on Twitter. Nelly and Ashanti have a new reality show called Nelly and Ashanti We Belong Together. It's premiering on Peacock June 26th. Oh wow. I'm here for it. I wish Nelly wasn't a Trump supporter. Ashanti, I've loved Ashanti forever. I'm gonna watch it. It's on Peacock too, period. Peacock is getting all the reality shows. There's another show that was just announced, this NBCU, Universal. What was it called? It's called NBC Destination. And it looks like they're in a car, like a van. It's a bunch of different reality stars. I recognized Pilot Pete from Traitors, The Bachelor, even though I know him from Traitors. And then I recognized, of course, Janae from Love Island. And it looked like she had a co-reception, like no one was really open to getting to know her. That's that. Speaking of Ty Young, circling back on that. So Ty Young and Brandy, it looks like they went to the BET Awards together, or they either got a photo op together. All I know is Ming Lee was in the comment section. She was in the comment section because this is an ongoing thing happening on Basketball Wives currently. But they were at the BET Awards. I'm trying to see if I can find what Tai Young said. I mean, what Ming Lee said. There is a lot going on before we get into Real Housewives of Miami. Just a lot of news. Like, yikes, it is getting crazy. I'm trying to see, did someone take down the screenshot? Didn't she respond saying something? I'm going to bring that up on my screen too. Maybe they were just getting a photo op. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Tai Young or who she's dating right now. I am shocked Ralph put all of that on blast yesterday. And now Tai is at the BET Awards with Brandy. It's impossible to keep up with. Okay, let's get to something else that's going on. The Traitors cast has been revealed. Let's talk about that because it's a good cast. I started to get into Traitors UK, and I kind of missed the format of it just being like regular people because these are people that actually need the money. I feel like when you are a celebrity or a reality star, you don't really need the money that bad. So it's kind of difficult for me to sometimes sympathize for these people that be doing them wrong. It's entertaining because like I know all these people from a different world, but I do wish US continued or they started naming this like Traitors like celebrity edition. Like, you know what I mean? And then they still kept their Traitors USA normal one where you're like really giving someone some money that really needs it. But the Traitors cast has been leaked. I'm gonna put it here probably. Dorinda looks like she's gonna be coming back because she didn't get a fair shot. She was eliminated instantly. So I hope they don't do that again. I think they're gonna try to bring Dorinda in like midway. That's what I saw. That's what I heard. Tiffany Mitchell from Big Brother is on there. I know Tiffany. I know she's from Big Brother, but she was on another reality show and I cannot remember. I think it was The Challenge. And I can't remember. Who else I recognize? So Donna Kelsey, Travis Kelsey, and Jason Kelsey's mom's gonna be on there. Who else is on here I recognize? Colton Underwood. I don't watch The Bachelor, but I do know him. Lisa Rinna apparently is going to be on there. She's slowly creeping her way back to Beverly Hills, even though she says she would never do Beverly Hills again. She's slowly creeping her way there. Porsha Williams is going to be on there from Atlanta. I could do without. I'm excited for Candace Dillard Bassett, and it looks like she's just going by Candace Bassett now. Of course, Potomac. You guys remember when she posted that picture at the NBCU offices, people thought she was coming back to Potomac. Now we know Monique's coming back to Potomac, so she's clearly not coming back to Potomac right now. But it was for Traitors probably. And then we got Maura Higgins from Love Island. Super excited to see Maura Higgins. That is my girl from Love Island. We got... Okay, that's all I know. I thought it was another housewife. That's all I know from this cast that's been leaked. But that's just 16 players. Yeah, that's it. It's just 16 players. To be honest, I mean, the cast is good, but it looks okay. I thought it was going to be Nene Leakes on there. I was really hoping for a Nene Leakes, like, return or something. But that was that. So another news, we're just going to stay on Peacock, NBC, Universal, RHOM. So we do know Brynn was let go, or she said she has made the decision not to return to Real Housewives of New York, the reboot. Now an insider is saying she did not make that decision. She was actually fired. I believe that. I didn't watch all of last season. It was terrible, but I did watch The Trip and everything and her lying on Uba. I haven't heard any reports of Uba coming back either. I think if anything, Bravo, for a liability, is probably going to decide to get rid of both of them. I don't blame them. I prefer to see Uba, especially now that she's got that big rock on her finger. She got a story to tell. And when she don't have someone provoking her, I feel like it'll go over a little better. But yes. Apparently Bren was let go, and I 110 believe that. What else is happening? Porsha's divorce was finalized, and then I want to talk about the next gen NYC, some news there that we got to talk about, and I want to talk about freaking I'm telling you, every time you go onto Twitter, there is something new. Gosh, there's something new because we're going to talk about it with Miami. Some news was just leaked with Miami. Okay, so we are going to get into Porsha's divorce details. Let me see, because I definitely saved it. It's so funny how I get all of my news from freaking Twitter now. Like, news app for what? Okay, Simon Gabadia ordered to pay $40K monthly alimony to Porsha Williams after judge enforces prenup. Porsha's divorce is finally finalized. It's from the Girls Are Fighting Batty TV Twitter account. Here's how the settlement breaks down. The house, Porsha gets to stay in their home for 36 months with Simon covering the mortgage, bills, and costs. The house deed must be transferred into a mutual trust with both their names on it. So technically they're still both partners in property, but only until things get sorted. Refinancing clause, if Porsha can't refinance the home under her own name in those 3 years, it gets sold. But don't worry, Porsha gets a generous slice of those proceeds because equity matters, babes. I'm clearly reading this from a Twitter account. Lump sum payment. As part of the settlement, Porsha gets a cute one-time payment. The exact number hasn't dropped yet, but we're manifesting 6 figures easy. Spousal support. It turns out Simon had been paying Porsha a generous monthly $40K during their marriage and $30K even when they were just dating, and she'll also receive the Rolls Royce he bought. Legal fees, and yes, Simon is also footing Porsha's attorney bills. Wow. So he really got screwed. So he was paying her $30K a month even when they were dating. So you cannot tell me she even genuinely liked that man. He was paying her money to date him. It's giving love don't cost a thing. I'm glad Porsha got her settlement though, because she got screwed out of her first divorce with Cordell. I mean, so it's good that she got her stuff. I don't know really how they can enforce this with forcing him to leave the country. He's not even in, detainment anymore. He had to be sent back to where he's from. So it's like, I don't know how they're going to really enforce this, but a lot of money's coming Porsha's way. She's about to have that Traitors check, which I hear is like a good check, even though I did hear a lot of people dropped out of Traitors. And now I'm assuming, or I'm wondering if it was Miss Nene Leakes, because a lot of people are saying they found out they were all paid the same amount. There wasn't really any this person does this person does that fee, or it's like, oh, I'm known for this, so I should get paid more. There really wasn't any negotiation fees when it comes to that, or negotiation contracts. Like, everyone gets paid the same rate, apparently, allegedly. That's apparently the news. Other reality topics before we get into Real Housewives of Miami, which I thoroughly enjoyed. It was a real 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. It was 10 out of 10. Next Gen NYC. I really like that show, but I want to talk about, apparently there was an alleged first cast. I'm going to put the picture here as well. And it included Ming Lee, Kimora Lee Simmons' daughter. Super excited for Kimora Lee Simmons' reality show to come back. So I'm assuming her daughter's going to do that. Be on that. It's going to be on E. Ming Lee was supposed to be on there, and like 2 other girls and a guy. Apparently so they already knew Riley was going to be on there, and they already knew Brooks was going to be on there, but they already know them, so that was fine. Apparently, when it was announced that Gia and Ariana Bierman were going to be joining the show because the producer was really trying to anchor for more housewife kids over there, those 4 dropped the show. They were like, no, we don't want to be associated with them. And it's not surprising because they talk about it in this most recent episode with Charlie being upset that Ariana is bringing her boyfriend to come through. And he's like, oh, I know exactly where her mom's from. And then we get a scene of Brooks, or like a confessional of Brooks, saying he feels the type of way about Ariana and Gia, like as soon as they joined the group, like he was one of the people that felt the type of way. Charlie is going to get himself in trouble. He is good for ratings, but he's going to get himself in trouble. He's very problematic. He's going to get himself in trouble. The way he's talking to Brooks is crazy. Do I think it's true that some people probably dropped out when they found out it was going to be like a Housewives spinoff? Yes, especially if you're really passionate about your career, or like you take it serious in New York City, whatever. That's why I'm shocked Ava didn't drop out, Dame Dash's daughter, because like she takes her modeling career very serious. Speaking of Dame Dash, we got to get into that. I know he is thriving, or not thriving. He was so happy to be joining a Bravo network so he can be on reality TV. I just feel like Dame Dash like is always, he fronts a lot, or like he just has to be like the guy with the biggest chest in the room a lot of the times. A lot of his interactions, like it just gives me that sort of like jock vibes. Well, this jock is being ordered to turn over a lot of his assets and money before they're going to start liquidating, because he has a lot of debt. So I guess he's in debt over $800K. What? So the judgment stems from a lawsuit filed by filmmaker Josh Rubber and Muddy Water Pictures. It all started with the film. This is from Hot New Hip Hop I'm reading. It all started with the film Dear Frank, which Dash worked on before being removed for his alleged unprofessional behavior on set. What did I just say? I said he gives me jock vibes. Like he has to have the biggest chest in the room. He has to be the one like slinging his power around. He gives me very like, I'm the man in charge, but you're not really the man in charge if you have to keep saying that. He gives me new money. Like, it's like, once you have new money, like, old money whispers, new money is loud. He just always gave me that. So he's accused of going on to promote the film as his own, regardless, calling it The List. After getting sued for alleged copyright infringement and defamation, Dash was ordered to pay over $800K in damages in 2022. Now a ruling issued by the U.S. Magistrate Judge Robert W. Lehrberger compels him and his company, Poppington LLC, to turn over control of Dash Films, Inc., Blur Rock LLC, Black Rock LLC. It also compels him to turn over interest in Lebanon. Oh, someone just called me. In Lebanon Improvements LLC, Ocean East Improvement, and 1996 Songs LLC. He has a lot of LLCs. You got to be careful with that. So that's $800K. So now I think he also said, so yeah, so $800K debt. But then it's also interesting, yeah, he has to liquidate all his assets to fulfill this debt. And it's also interesting because on the show, when he's talking to his daughter, the most recent episode I just watched, he actually was talking about how, you know, he was ordered to, like, he has to move and stuff for all of his kids. And he was forced to sell his galleries and stuff so he could move to the other side of the country to be closer to his kids, or Ava. So I thought that was interesting when that had aired. And then the fact that we are getting this news now that you're actually $800,000, how do you say it? $800,000, right? That's like 4 zeros, or it should be 5 zeros. $800K in debt. Dame Dash, not shocked. 50 Cent is already trolling him because 50 Cent doesn't waste time when it comes to trolling the folks. He does not waste time. Let's talk about the Valley really quick before we get into Miami. I want to just give my thoughts about Miami because I really enjoyed it. The Valley, I'm watching it. The ratings are slipping, y'all. And this was a show people were talking about, a show I was talking about initially, because I was like, you want to see some funny stuff, just white trash, just people that refuse to grow up. Like, even Sheena that comes on, I feel like whenever Sheena comes on, she's like that little, like that 13 going on 30. Like, it's like she still tries to act like she's this young 20-year-old, even from her hairstyles to her makeup. Like, it's like whenever I see Sheena, I'm like, you still have not progressed in life. And I hate that for her. because she's always trying to fit in, but her hairstyles, it'd be like the crazy, like braid, funky stuff like a grown woman. Like, it's just kind of like, I wouldn't even be wearing that at my age. And I'm like 25. I'm just saying, Sheena has a hard time letting go of this previous life she was a part of. And yeah, that's just interesting. The ratings are failing. I'm having a difficult time watching it. I'm prioritizing The Next Gen, NYC, and of course Love Island over it. The Valley is like a last minute watch for me. Jack's about to get out of rehab. I genuinely think Bravo should consider parting ways with this man, because I don't think Jax is very healthy for the show or the environment, and we don't really want to know about Jax like stalking his ex. And I'll always say I have a really hard time sympathizing with Brittany because the signs were there. I mean, she did break down some more in this episode. I felt a little bad for her this episode, but it's very difficult for me to feel bad because I'm just like, girl, if it wasn't then, when was it going to be? Because remember, he brings her on the show. He's like, well, if you're going to get your best job, you need to have it this way. And then he talks to her family crazy. He cheated on her more than once. Yes, it's really hard for me to sympathize sometimes with Brittany because Jax has consistently treated her like a terrible person. So it really sucks that it took 10 years, over 10 years, for her to finally wake up. And now she could lose her house and never be able to apply for another home again. Brittany's in some deep stuff. So this episode, we see her finally filing for divorce right before he gets out of rehab, which I also felt like could have been handled differently. If Jax is this psychotic person, as you guys say he is, I don't understand why they're trying to provoke him. They really are trying to provoke him down to the event at Jax's. It's like you're putting more, and I think maybe they do need to film there because she needs the money and they do need more money. But it's just like, why are we trying to provoke this narcissist? If you already say this is how he gets angry, he starts throwing stuff. Y'all are provoking him. You're putting Brit's over Jax's. You are replacing all of his pictures with Brittany's. I understand Brittany helped out the business a lot, but at what point is it like y'all are literally provoking this person? That's all it's giving to me. And I don't know. Like, I'm just like, if this is a very, like, serious, dangerous person we are dealing with, why are we feeding into provoking him? So I didn't like the event being there. I didn't like her filming there. I just don't understand why you wouldn't want to be as far away from that as possible. It just seems like whenever chance she can get, she's filming there. I don't really care for it. What else did this episode see? Danny is getting lit again, and Danny has a lot of children, and he needs a break a lot of times. I think that's exactly what happens. I don't know if I could say he's an alcoholic yet. I just don't know if I could say it because I just think he's a lightweight, but he knows his I don't know if he's an alcoholic. I think that's a very serious word to be using. What else do we get? We also get Michelle opening up about what's happening with her mom, which is very sad, and kind of lets you in on this like background. Like, I think her stuff with her ex, with Jesse, is so heightened because of the stuff she's going through with her mom, which is really sad. Her mom's like dealing with colon cancer, unfortunately, and it's already spread. It's really sad. And I think that's where a lot of her misdirected anger is. And it brings me to another question. I'm just like, you would just want to be at peace at the point. It seems like, to me, Michelle likes provoking Jesse as well. Like, they both enjoy kind of the get back at each other. But yeah, the Valley, the ratings are tanking. I am not enjoying watching it. Are y'all enjoying watching it? Because I personally am not enjoying it. Yeah. Okay, let's get into Real Housewives of Miami. I can't believe I've already been talking for 30 minutes. Like, what? I want to get into Real Housewives of Miami. That premiere, and this is why I say a lot of cities can't do it. Miami, Salt Lake City are in their prime. There's just too much to talk about. On Beverly Hills, we get like one thing we're gonna focus on, and it's always annoying because they focus on that for 10 episodes. Atlanta, I'm kind of see them do that this season. Atlanta started off really high, and it's kind of like, I can't wait for it to end. I can't wait to watch this reunion. because a lot of people didn't show up now. What's going to happen there? Miami, there's just so much stuff. There's just always something going on. So let's talk about all of the girls' different stuff. So we get an opening scene. I'm not going to do a full recap. I just want to talk about what I enjoyed, like what was interesting about this episode. So I thought it was interesting how the episode started out. It seemed like a flashback to me, or kind of like into the future, like a future scene that we would eventually see on a future episode. But they had already filmed some content before Alexia's divorce. So they had already filmed that. So that's what we're seeing the first episode of Miami. We are seeing Alexia go through her divorce. We're seeing Teresa Giudice reach out to her. This is going to be her third divorce. She's devastated. She explains what happened. They went out to eat. They went out to dinner. You know, they had an amazing night back at home. And then the following day, he was packing up his and his daughter's stuff to move out of the house. And he did it all in front of Frankie. And yeah, didn't even care about Frankie, didn't even talk to him or anything. She said he was already doing all of this. Like, he had already signed up for an apartment and everything. And then they talked like that Tuesday through Thursday. And then Saturday, he filed for divorce. So that was that. It was a bunch of scenes of her confiding with the girls. Like, Adriana was like, I hate to say I was right. Like, this is something she did not want to be right about, which I do genuinely believe. And yeah, a lot of girls were rallying around Alexia, but I will say Adriana and someone else was just kind of looking like, girl, what is going on? So then fast forward, we get Alexia and Marisol meeting up, the bros or whatever, bro. And Marisol's like, because they about to meet with Lisa. She's like, before Lisa get here, we got to talk. Why didn't you tell me you were seeing Todd again? So then we get a flash forward from like 5 months before. Now it's 5 months later. And then it was like 3 weeks ago, her and Todd were in Japan. I think so. I think they were in Japan. They were in Tokyo, Japan on a trip. And Marisol's like, I had to find out through the press. Like, you didn't even tell me. And they're best friends. And she was like, the last I heard from you, it was basically F Todd. Like, y'all were about to go through a divorce. Or the last she had heard about Todd, she didn't know they were on the midst of, like, reconciling. And Alexia right now is in denial that that relationship's over. So she's trying to do whatever to kind of salvage it, because you can just tell it's not going to work. And everyone around her is just kind of like, girl, what is going on? She thinks there's a chance to save the relationship, when really I would just be very wary. We even get like a flashback scene of the 5 months before, how like she's like, he did not treat her kids well either. So Alexia thinks they're in the midst of reconciling, when I personally think like he's just trying to sweeten the deal so he can take her back to court. But even the way he like divorced, like she called him a coward, and she still holds to that throughout the episode. So yeah, Marisol does not like it. She was in her confessional like, okay, she did not like it. So Lenny, so then we get Lisa coming into the scene. And I will say this, as Delulu as Lisa is, Lisa's probably one of my favorite housewives. Like, she's had some pretty rough seasons dealing with the Lenny of it all. But Lisa will show up all glam all the time. I swear she carries a fan on her, not like Angela Oakley, but like whenever she walks in a scene, it's like her hair is totally perfect, and like the hair is like blown back, and it's like, I swear she just lives for a fan. I don't blame her. But she comes on, and so that's the other news. That's why I said there's so much. It's not just Alexia's divorce. So now Lenny and his mistress have broken up. They've called off the engagement. And Marisol and Alexia, even before Lisa gets there, they're like, I hope she's not trying to get back together with him and like fall in his trap of like, oh, I want to be a family, all of this stuff. And Lisa comes on and she's like, yeah, Lenny does want to get back together with me. And it's like, I got to really consider it for my children. And they're like, no, bro, no, you can't do this. And then she's like, I'm just joking. I don't know what part she's joking about. Definitely the part where she was like, I have to consider it for my family. Or is she also joking about the fact if he like wanted to get back together with her? Because I can so see him wanting to get back together with her. Like, it's a slap in the face. Like, you thought your mistress was going to work out, and now it's like, you did all that for what? So I don't know if she was joking about that, or was she just joking like, oh, I don't want him back. 110 joking about that, but it was so believable how she did it. But I don't know if she was also joking about the fact if he wanted her back, because I do think he probably wants her back, like 110%. So then we get into the other. Oh my gosh, there's just a bird. So then we get into another state of contention. Another storyline that's going to be this season, a big one, is the Lisa versus Larsa. So with this one, I just feel like it's an unfortunate situation. Lisa and Larsa are clearly like very good friends. Larsa feels the type of way, and Alexia and Mary saw bring this up to Lisa. Larsa feels the type of way because Lisa and Jody are still cool with Marcus. And, you know, Marcus and Larsa are well broken up. Larsa is letting us in on a lot of stuff that went on in that relationship that she didn't know. I was genuinely shocked. Like she said, like he was just mean. He liked to stay out all the time, which is so shocking because he comes off as such a chill dude. I don't discredit her. I think it's true. But it's just crazy how when you're in a relationship with someone, how much you protect them. We even get like, I want to focus on Miami, but even to compare, like Summer House, Paige DeSorbo opening up about Craig and him actually getting escorted out of Amanda and Kyle's wedding and how she still stayed with him after that. And I'm just like, is that not like embarrassing to be with someone like that? But it's like when you have the rose tinted glasses on, you kind of stand by someone no matter what. So it's unfortunate to see these baddies, these hotties on Bravo kind of like go up for a man when they don't need to. And it's like, I didn't know Marcus was fully moved into Larsa's house because I knew they were doing the back and forth bi-coastal stuff, but she said he didn't align with her morals. And I'm wondering if that's the problem. Like, she's like, I wonder if he was doing it in the apartment around the kids, because when you're an addict, you're gonna do it anywhere. Jody was in the bathroom asking about the AC or the bedroom. He's like, this AC is so good in here, isn't it? I was like, isn't it good everywhere? We all think that was code for something. It's like code for pasta. You know what I mean? Or Lisa Rennet. Are you just going to come out and say it? Are you going to own it? But yeah, so Larsa, that's why Larsa feels the type of way, because Jody and Marcus, I guess, Lisa and Jody were out for dinner, and then she saw Marcus, and he was there with a group of friends, Jody, like a group of Jody's friends. So they went over, they said hi. Marcus took a selfie with Jody and posted it. Larsa feels the type of way because she said Jody also posted it, and that was during the breakup. And she's like, why would you do that if you're supposed to be my best friend? So I understand where Larsa's coming from. Where Larsa loses me is comparing it to Lenny and Lisa's relationship, because they were in a relationship for 15 years when he cheated on her or whatever. And that was cheating. You know what I mean? Like, Lisa was blindsided with divorce. You know what I mean? I don't think you can compare the situations, but yes, it was wrong for Jody to take a picture with Marcus and post it regardless. But it's very difficult with men because you don't really control them when it comes to friends. Like, men, they like kind of like, they're done after that. They don't really hold a grudge. I feel like that's how it is in like Housewives. Like, they don't hold a grudge as the women do. So it's hard for Lisa to ask for Jody not to do certain stuff because it'll upset Larsa. When it's like, it seems as though it was an organic interaction. It wasn't a planned or calculated interaction. I understand both sides, but the girls, Alexia and Mary Saw, are basically like, why would you do that to your best friend? They are completely Team Larsa. And yeah. So then we get another scene. Julia. So Julia is upset because she arranged for a Zoom call and Gertie did not answer, or Adriana. They had like things to do. Gertie, you know, she's had pretty rigorous cancer treatments, so I guess she had a couple of meetings. So she tried to join. The call dropped. Julia felt a type of way. Gertie texted her after that, which that's what I just had on my phone. Let me see if I took a screenshot of it. Yes, I did. So Gertie texted her. She just put this on Twitter. She said, mind you, she never told me the news by text or phone, so she literally made me fetch the information, and after Googling, I still say congrats. And then so she said, hi, are you sending a new link? Never worked when I tried it 3 times. And then Julia said, hi, sorry, my friend. I don't know what went wrong. We only had one link that everyone stayed on. Sorry you couldn't get in. I had something amazing to tell you guys at the same time. Now it's out and have been publicly announced. Talk to you soon. Hope you're feeling better after that surgery and will recover fast. And then Gertie said, oh, okay, so I guess I'll look online for this announcement, okay? And then she said, you will understand when you read. My hands are literally full right now, so I'm dictating this message, but we'll talk to you soon. And then, so that was August 14th at 1:33 p.m. And so I guess she's, like she said, the news hit very fast because at 4:41 the same day, I'm gonna post this too. Gertie said congrats. And then Julia said, thank you. I hope you are feeling better. So you knew she had a surgery. Why didn't you just tell her then? And she's like, I can't even tell you now. And that's my issue with Julia. I don't really mess with Julia, if I'm being honest. Julia, I thought it was really weird last season how she kept asking Alexia to room with her. Like, given Alexia's response, I just felt like, why you gotta ask your husband, you know what I mean, to room with your friend? But it's like Julia was so thirsty to room with her. It was really weird to me. I'm like, drop it. Like, she said she'll get back to you. She hasn't gotten back to you. She don't want to hang out or she don't want to room with you. Drop it. But she kept holding on to it. And it's just kind of like, girl, drop it. She kept asking her. So now we got Julia feeling type of way at Gertie because she couldn't join a Zoom call. And I'm just like, so it was to announce that she's going to be a mom to twins. That is so amazing. And I don't know if it's anyone else with the same opinions as me. I'm very hesitant to share them because I don't want to be clocked, but I don't really care. I find it very strange that they would want to adopt twin baby boys at their age. Not strange, but it's just like, given Martina's background, you know, her health scare, Martina's like 80 years old, isn't she? I'm about to look up Martina's age. So for me, it's like, how bright of a future is it seeing those twin boys grow up? I'm just like, you didn't want to, like, I know they have a lot of animals, but I'm like, to start all over at that age, let me see how old Martina is. Maybe she's not 80. Let's see how old she is. Martina age, Julia. She's 67. Okay. And Julia is 52. So she's not 80. She's about to be 70. But I still am just like, why do you want to adopt twin boys? Like, I hope it's not for a storyline. I don't know. It's kind of like when Melissa Gorga was saying she wanted to have another kid. I'm just like, no, you aren't. You're not going to ruin your perfect body to have another kid. You're just not going to do it. And she didn't do it. I'm shocked Julia and Martina actually adopted. And I'm shocked that Julia is very upset with Gertie for not being able to get into it. And then her and Martina gave Gertie a very cold shoulder. And given what's happened with Gertie, I think I would have led with a little more kindness and grace, especially because she had a meeting. But I think for Julia, it was the congrats dry message. It was dry. I'm going to post it. It was dry, but also it's like, I texted you like, hey, I could never get in. Like, what was the news? And then you're telling me like, oh my gosh, like I'm so busy right now. Like you're going to find out soon online because the news is out. And she's like, so I got to read about it online. If this is your friend, I would feel a type of way too, because I'm just like, I'm just asking for the news and you're telling me to basically wait for online. So yes, you're going to get a congrats from me. Not even a congratulations. You're going to get a congrats because it was weird of Julia, but Julia do weird stuff. She's very weird. She's holding on to her mojito. I don't even think she needs to have a mojito. I think Adriana should have a mojito. Marisol should have a mojito, which I think Marisol keeps declining because she says she doesn't want to commit fully. And Kiki deserves a mojito. Kiki deserves a mojito. She's gorgeous. She has storyline. She's banging Miami Beach Yacht Club owners and still having access to them after they break up. Kiki got it going on. But for some reason, they keep giving Julia a mojito, and I really do not care for Julia. I really don't. Okay, let's get into Lisa and Jody. They have moved in together into their $6,000 or their 6,000 square foot rental with a balcony, a 6,000 square foot balcony. How does that work? So is that like the roof? They're cohabitating. I like Jody for Lisa. I think he's really calm. He treats her nice. He talks to her nice. And that's something Cynthia was talking about on the after show of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Because she's with someone younger, Mr. Amsterdam or something. He's like 20 years younger than her, maybe 10. Maybe 10. And she said, I think he's in his 30s. So he might be like 15 or something. But she said how like it's just nice to have someone that talks to you nice and like treats you kindly. And so that kind of lets us know, we know Peter didn't treat her kindly. Peter's in jail, by the way, y'all. But I was shocked to learn Mike didn't treat her kindly. But I wasn't shocked because Mike got a bunch of girl besties, and I think that's a red flag. But I think Jody treats Lisa very nice. I'm not for the propaganda of he is an operator, something that looks like Lars is going to try to bring into the mix. I don't think he's an operator. I don't think he's an opportunist. I think Jody's actually a really sweet guy. Now, I'm always a little wary when people get together right after a long relationship, but I just think those type of people really don't do single well. Like, they need to be in a relationship to function, and that may be their dynamic. But Jody is not insecure. He's easy on the eyes. He's very sweet. He's accepting of her children. I like Jody for Lisa. So the fact that they're cohabitating, I'm like, period. I mean, is everything moving quick? Yes, but Jody doesn't seem threatened by her even bringing up Lenny. I mean, if he does, he tells her, and they hash it out. But he's not disrespectful. He's very soft. He's a golden retriever. I like Jody. So I like the fact they're moving in together, and I like the fact that he is so open with her in her new coming of life and her new transition, like this new different era she's in. He's like, I know it's a big adjustment for you not to be around your children daily. But what else are we talking about? We want to talk about Larsa giving some insights. So her mom's in, and she looks just like her mom. They're from Morocco. Her mom's in. I didn't watch Miami when it was initially on, but I don't know if we ever really like watched her mom or have seen her mom. And she just talks about how like, and I talked about this earlier to like tie it up, but Marcus just would like to be out late. Like she said, it would be the janitor left, and then it would be Marcus. She said he likes to be the last person there. She said she protected him through a lot of stuff. The Julia, when she brought that up last season about him hugging some girl in Orlando or like grabbing her butt, Larsa said that was true. She was just like, some certain rumors that are constantly hurting me ended up being true. She was always protecting this person. And like I said, the morals thing, I think the problem was an issue in their household. And I'm very not excited. I don't like to see the end of anyone's relationship unless I know they shouldn't be together. But I'm very interested to see what happened and what went awry between Marcus and Larsa, because on the outside it's like y'all are super obsessed with each other. Like it was giving that. Very interested to see. We also get Lisa opening up about her dad having a stroke just as soon as she reconciles with him, because she said growing up he was an alcoholic. They didn't really have a close relationship. You know, she moved out at 16 from Canada. She's from Canada. I always forget she's Canadian. And then like to model and stuff. So yes. And then we get Gertie meeting up with Kiki. Kiki looks phenomenal. Gertie looks good. Gertie has gained weight because of her recovery and all this stuff. She's feeling a little insecure. I think she looks good. The confessional look, though, was a no for me. I did not like her confessional look. That was not it, Gertie. It was giving like Austin Powers. Like, it was just not it. But Kiki opens up about this man she used to date, the Miami Beach Club yacht owner. And they broke up because he had a girlfriend. And that's how it is in Miami, y'all. That's how I'm hearing it is. And she did not know this. This was the guy she was talking. Oh, no, this was her ex. This isn't the Miami Beach guy, the owner. This is not him. But she's talking about how she's not with that guy anymore. She was gushing about at the reunion because he had a girlfriend. They broke up. And then he called her up when he did break up with her. She's like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. But needless to say, Kiki is full of love. People love her because she's no longer with the Miami yacht club owner. And he still allows her free access to the yacht collections to just take a yacht out on the water. To be a model, and a pretty model at that, a gorgeous model. I love Kiki. I really wanted her to have a mojito this season. So Adriana's dating a new man and he is hot. So we're now are we at the party? We're at Jody's birthday party, which was low-key like Texas meets Miami. There was like barbecue, like smoked shots. It was a vibe. It was very nice. And it was at their new rental. It was beautiful. It was really nice. I like Lisa and Jody together. I really do. So Adriana brings her French man. He is cute. His name's like Amari or something. He's hot. Adriana looks good. Her facelift, the body lift, she looks good. She also talks about her and Adriana are not as close anymore, and that's because Adriana is getting cool with Alexia and Maddie Saw, like very close. And I already saw that happening last season when Julia was so thirsty to room with them. So then we have Larsa showing up to the party. It's very weird. Her and Lisa end up getting into this big blowout. Like I said, Gertie came and Martina and Julia gave her the like fakest high. Very mean. And even Gertie's like, I don't know what I did. I feel like I'm on the outs. She was talking to Martina and Martina wasn't even responding. Not your best look. Knowing what Gertie has been through, she didn't say nothing. Like, it was just giving, y'all can both get off my show. I'm not crazy about Julia or Martina. I'm really not. Get them off of my show. I don't like how they doing Gertie. And Gertie can be annoying, but that whole text thing rubbed me the wrong way because it was just giving Julia milking it for a storyline because she don't got one. She can't talk about the chickens no more. She cannot talk about the chickens anymore. So Larsa goes up to Jody and is like, you know, I love you. I'm just very hurt about the ex thing. And Jody's really not trying to give her the time of the day. Like I said, men are real. I mean, not even that. Just a real person is not trying to get involved with that. Like, if I'm cool with two parties and you coming to me talking crap, I'm a real person, so I'm not trying to really get caught up in y'all's beef. And I think Jody's like, I genuinely like Marcus. I genuinely like you, Larsa, as my girlfriend's bestie. I'm not trying to really hear it. And I also think, like, him being a man, too, he just, like, don't involve me in this sort of stuff, this type of female stuff. He was not interested in learning it. He kind of really blew Larsa off. Larsa, you can tell she feels very uncomfortable at the party because her and Lisa have not talked. I guess she went up to Lisa and said, you know, I've tried to contact you and you're not returning my phone calls. And Lisa's like, well, I haven't even seen your missed calls. But all of the girls say Lisa doesn't answer the phone. So Larsa and Lisa go off in a screaming match back and forth. Larsa said that that Marcus said he does not like going out with Jody because he's cheap when he goes out. And she says she thinks it's weird how Jody, and this isn't her confessional, she thinks it's weird how Jody all of a sudden wants to be cool with Marcus. She thinks, so that's what I'm saying, like, she's saying he's an opportunist, like, he's more interested in his last name than anything, which I don't think is true. What does Jody do? Isn't he like an architect or something? He has money. I think he has a lot of money. So I don't think that's true. Then Lisa called Larsa's 4 other breakups with Marcus fake. And that really rubbed Larsa the wrong way. She started going off. She started saying she's a fake AB. And then Lisa throws her out. They go back and forth a couple times, but Lisa eventually throws her out. Lisa was over it. It was at her house. Lisa also had a change of wardrobe, so she was arguing in a different outfit, which I was here for. I like Lisa. She's extra, but, like, I like her. And that's really how it ended. The ladies really, I did notice they really did rally around Larsa, but also Lisa was drunk. Lisa was drunk because she was ready to get it going with Jody. Adriana was drunk making out with her French man. And I think the guy next to them knew what they were saying. That's why he kept looking up from his phone where he talks French, because he kept looking up whenever she was saying some naughty stuff to him. And then we also get a scene while Lisa's like, well, where's Jody? And Jody's like in his room with someone. He's like, isn't the AC so good in here? Oh, he's like, this AC is good. And people online are saying, what is the AC? Like, it was code for the same thing Marcus is doing, allegedly. But that's how it ended. And there was just so much that happened in this episode. It was so good. 10 out of 10. I love Miami, especially in the summer. the Real Housewives of Miami, because it's so funny to me how like Summer House is always ending right as the summer starts, but Real Housewives of Miami is right in the thick of it for the summer. I'm really excited to watch Real Housewives of Miami. What did you guys think of the premiere? I give it a 10 out of 10. The looks, the confessionals, not Gertie's, the drama, and there's multiple things going on. Like, it's like a ping pong match. It's just like, so you got this happening over here, you got this happening. It was like literally like an explosion. Like, it was just hard to pay attention on one thing because you got this happening. But if I have to give like my MVP of the episode, I'm going to say Larsa, because this is a sort of vulnerability I feel like I've never seen from Larsa. And I think we're going to get it started. She's going to get it started. And I'm excited to see this Lisa stuff because I know at heart they are good friends. I think they will be fine. It's just a miscommunication. But I also don't like them comparing, like I said, Lenny and his mistress to Marcus and whatever the heck he was doing. Because Lenny is 10 times worse. Or I don't know, because Larsa said Marcus is literally threatening her, allegedly, all of this stuff, like sending her crazy texts, like trying to get in contact with her friends, talking crap about her, going to the outlets and talking crap about her. So it's really sad, but it was very interesting. Majority of the women did rally around Larsa because she was getting kicked out of the party. The only people that did not rally around her, I think, was Adriana and Gertie, but Gertie and Larsa have a checkered history. That was that, though. This was your episode of What the Reality with me, Cassia Roberts. Thank you so much for listening. If you guys are seeing me, watching me on YouTube, I cannot wait to take a nap. I know I look tired. No makeup or anything. Thank you so much for listening, but make sure you subscribe. I post shorts. I post all of that stuff. And then, of course, if you're listening on the pod, go ahead and follow the podcast. Give me a 5-star rating. And drop a comment below. This has been officially a month for me doing my podcast, or I guess it would be 2 months now, and I'm kind of getting in the rhythm of it. I don't think I'm considered like an OG podcast until I've had it for like a year, though, like at least like 7 months or something. So we are on the way to more comments, more likes. Yes, follow me on TikTok, and of course follow me on Instagram, which has been really hard to break into. TikTok, I would say mostly follow me because that's when I can really get into some stuff, and the feedback and the engagement on TikTok is much appreciated and loved. Until the next time, I'll see you guys soon. Period. Thank you so much for listening to my podcast, What the Reality with me, Cassia Roberts. Don't forget to leave a 5-star rating and a comment wherever you listen to your podcast. Let me know what I should be doing. Let me know how I'm doing. All compliments are welcome. Until the next time.